This composite troop, consisting of 2 Royal Marine sections and 1 section from the Royal Netherlands Marine Corps, is on an ambush patrol in mountainous terrain in Norway. In preparation for the 3-day patrol, the troop planned the route and selected their equipment and rations. During the patrol, they will test their abilities in ski-yoring, in establishing a harbor for a patrol base, in locating, ambushing, and destroying the enemy, and in making a successful withdrawal. We'll start with a briefing by the operations officer.
Good afternoon. Sir. Thank you. The commanding officer has directed that as part of the overall commando plan, 6th Troop Lima Company will carry out an ambush operation. I will brief you in detail on your task. The intelligence officer will brief you now on enemy and friendly forces.
Enemy. The enemy's main force is at Otterdalen. He has moved 1 motorized infantry battalion along Route 51 to the area of Ranswerk. Indications are that the enemy is reinforcing his battalion along Route 51 using about 5 to 6 trucks moving regularly during the day. Friendly forces. We, 42 Commando Royal Marines, are based here at Bestrand. A local defence company is guarding a forward position here, at the forward edge of the battle area, or FIBA. Attachments. 1 MFC party and a FU from 145 battery. Right, are there any questions?
No, not at this stage.
Right, so that's the situation. Now here's your orders. Mission. 6th Troop Lima Company is to destroy enemy reinforcements on Route 51. 6th Troop Lima Company are to destroy enemy reinforcements on Route 51. Execution. General outline. 2 BV-202s will take you to the screen line via Vermoen. From Vermoen, you will be escorted to the forward screen line. From the FIBA, you will move north on skis via a route just under the tree line and establish a harbour area in the re-entrant at grid reference 428811. From that base, you can carry out your forward reconnaissance to set up an ambush position on Route 51 in the area of Lake Lemenshoe. 2 Sea King helicopters are on call to recover you from landing site Blue 4, which is at grid reference 436892. I'm also attaching a mountain leader to your troop. He knows the area well. First light is 0700 hours, and last light is at 1630 hours. The weather is unlikely to change during the next 24 hours, but the wind may pick up. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Good, let's get moving.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I know the route between here and Vermoen very well. It's about 15 kilometres and a further 5 kilometres to the screen line.
Yes, that's right. North-northeast between Veerfella and the Scherkampen Mountain.
Yep. It's about 15 kilometres between here and Vermoen. The BV will put us there in about 2 hours. After we pick up a guide at Vermoen, it'll take another half hour to get to Rozenlikia, the screen line. The officer in charge at the screen line will brief us, and then we're on our own.
I have studied the route from the screen line to the harbour area for our patrol base. I think we should take the longer route, about 18 kilometres to the southwest of Calvet Mountain, and establish our patrol base on Lake Tessa. The wooded area around the lake should provide concealment and good camouflage.
So what about the direct route?
Well, there'll be more up and down movement, which would mean it'd be more strenuous, but either route would take between 8 and 9 hours.
So if we take the longer route, it means that we maintain our height, And we're travelling downhill at the end of the march.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, we'll move at night. We'll march at night to avoid detection. The weather forecast is for cold and clear, with a warning of strong winds later on. As I remember, there's a lake halfway between Lemonshire and our destination.
Yeah.
We'll stop there and get something to eat and have some rest.
Yeah, that's Lake Tessa. It's easily recognisable, and it'll be a good navigational checkpoint.
Yeah.
The patrol commander now works out his patrol orders, which are extremely comprehensive. After a good meal at midday and rest, they plan to leave Bessstrand at 1500 hours, D-2. The BV will get them to the screen line by 1730. While the patrol takes a break and has something to eat, the patrol commander will be briefed by the officer in charge at the screen line on the terrain and on enemy activity ahead. About 1830, an hour later, the patrol will begin its ski march to its harbor area. Estimated time of arrival at Lake Tessa is about 2300. ETA at the harbor area about 0600. D-1. After establishing the harbor, they will have 24 hours to carry out the recce and set up the ambush.
Oh, is there any buzzers? Oh, so Sutherland. Yeah, muster the section commanders and the number ones and the 84s.
A warning order is given to prepare for battle. A 3-day patrol leaving the next afternoon at 1500. Inspection will be in the morning at 1000.
Warning order.
The midday meal will follow at 1100.
Ambush patrol.
Word is passed. The men begin preparations. Equipment must be in good condition. Ammunition is issued and checked. Weapons must be cleaned and oiled. Skis must be in good condition and properly waxed. The patrol commander has ordered everyone to use green wax due to the cold temperature. The troop goes to sleep early because they'll be on the march tomorrow night. In the morning, after breakfast, the two 84mm anti-tank weapons, ammunition, fuel, and other stores are loaded into pulps and inspected by the patrol commander and troop sergeant. They next inspect the individual rucksacks and their contents. Sleeping bag and mat in good order. Waterproof clothing in case the weather turns cold wet. Spare clothing, including spare gloves and down boots. The quilted suit, as well as required rations. Each man has his snack pack and fills his thermos flask with a hot drink for the first meal of the ski march. The troop has a good 3 hours to rest or sleep until 1500 hours, the scheduled time of departure. At 1500, after the last hulk has been loaded, the order is given to hook on to the rope.
Okay, hitch up.
The ski pole is always on the outside, with the handles pointing forward. The troop sergeant is the last skier, and when he knows everyone is ready, he signals his patrol commander to give the order to move. Ski-yoring is fun, but can be cold and dangerous. These precautions are taken. Each vehicle has a lookout in the rear of the cab of the BV. He has a signal button to tell the driver to halt if a man falls. The best skiers should be up front, prepared to get the worst of the blowing snow. One of the trickiest parts of ski-yoring is going downhill. The skiers should unhitch and rehitch at the bottom. turning is also tricky, and sometimes skiers fall. Two hours later, 1700, and on schedule, the patrol arrives at Veremuan and meets their guide, a Norwegian sergeant stationed at the screen line.
Okay, get the skis off, you get in the front, I'll get in the back. Listen up, boys, change over on the ropes.
The skiers up front move back a few places. The poorer skiers remain in the rear. Everyone checks again for signs of frostbite and exposure. In a few minutes, the patrol is underway. The last part of the ski yoring is in the dark at about 7 kilometers per hour, compared to more than 10 kilometers per hour during the day. Greater caution must be exercised at night. 1750, about 20 minutes behind plan, the platoon arrives at the forward screen where they are met by the Norwegian officer commanding the local defense company.
Hello, my name is Captain Mangerud. I am in charge of a forward screen line. If you will follow me to the command post and I will brief you there about the situation.
Okay, we will. Sergeant Sutherland, tell the boys to unhitch. We'll be here for some time and to break out the snack packs and the thermos flasks. Okay.
Hot drinks from flasks go well with the snacks brought along. It has been more than 6 hours since the men have eaten a meal. The officer in charge advises that his men have patrolled only the first 5 kilometers of the route the patrol has planned and have not contacted the enemy. The temperature is minus 15 Celsius or 5 Fahrenheit. Cold. It is forecast to be clear. 1900, 30 minutes behind plan, the patrol begins its night ski march. There will be a ventilation stop in 15 minutes, and then 18 kilometers to the patrol base, a long march. Every hour or so, they will stop for 10 minutes to rest. Continuously, they will check each other for frostbite and exposure, the buddy system. The platoon is seen easily from the air in the open. Whenever possible, the route should be along a tree line or a fence to help camouflage the tracks. Lake Tessa, about a third of the way, 2,300 hours, on plan. The wind has increased as forecast. Even though the route was uphill, the patrol made good time, about 2¼ kilometers per hour. The patrol halts for rest near an old deserted farm. The break is absolutely necessary. Another 6 hours of hard work is ahead. Sentries are posted immediately. And the men check each other for frostbite, the buddy system. The Marines have their biscuits and raisins from their snack packs and a hot drink. If time and the tactical situation permits, snow can be melted and replacement hot drinks made for the thermos. Personal equipment discipline is important. Everything has a place, and everything must be put back in its place so that nothing is left behind. It is 0015, D-1. The patrol moves out. 2 hours later, the blowing snow has forced the patrol commander to order emergency measures. The men close up the formation and pull down their hoods. The patrol makes slower progress. And the blowing snow helps to conceal the ski tracks. After a 7.5-hour ski march and a stop, the patrol has arrived at Hesthog, north of Trondheim Mountain, the chosen site for the harbor area and the patrol base. The time, 0800, 2 hours behind plan. Not bad, considering the delay. The last part of the route was downhill, and that helped to make up the lost time. The first two priorities are choosing the harbor site for the patrol base and setting up the observation post. The patrol commander and mountain leader discuss the harbor area location. The patrol commander will choose the specific site. Next, the patrol commander briefs the men who will set up the observation post. In addition to his tactical orders, he reminds the radio operator of the radio procedures in effect to minimize detection. The ambush area is about 5 kilometers from the patrol base. The observers keep to the high ground and take the longer route to set up their OP at an elevation of about 950 meters and less than 1,500 meters from Route 51. Meanwhile, the mountain leader carries out his order to choose an appropriate decoy and jump off. First, the mountain leader and a Marine make a long decoy track. After selecting a well-concealed jump off, the mountain leader again reversed direction and made the harbor entrance track at the jump off. Track discipline is extremely important to ensure good order and concealment. The harbor area is not dominated by high ground, has good approaches, and is protected from the weather. The circumference of the harbor area is about 100 meters, making the radius about 16 meters. Since there are only 3 rifle sections, each section is responsible for 16 meters of radius through an arc of fire of 120 degrees. It is very quiet now. The patrol is in enemy territory. The sentries are alert. The patrol has worked hard all night and all morning and is resting, except for the radio operator and sentries.
Hello, Papa 30. Hello, Papa 30. This is Papa 32 Charlie. 5 Bravo Zulu Lima Yankee Oscar. Over.
Sir, a message just come through. Wake up, son.
You know, we just got a message here on the radio. It's 0930 now. Pass the word to the OP relief party that I'll be departing on my recce at last light.
Leave here at last light, sir.
Yep.
Okay.
It is 15:30. The patrol commander and the observation post relief move out and take another route to the observation post.
What's my?
Your arc's from the small tree on your right there, yeah? To the large tree just in front of you on the left there, okay?
The patrol commander and one of the relieved Marines recce the actual ambush area. After the recce, patrol commander and the Marine return to the harbor area via still another route, taking particular care to conceal their tracks. Upon their return, the patrol commander issues orders to his orders group.
One section, the left fire section, to cover the left half of the objective, from here down to the road. Two section, the right fire section, task to cover the right half of the objective area, from here down to there. Three section, the cut-off section, equipped with 2 Carl Gustavs, will split into 2 groups. Group A will cover the approach to the ambush area, down to here. Group B, the exit, from here down to the road. We move out to establish the ambush at last light. The ambush will take place at first light if the target presents itself.
Can you please repeat the pass number?
Pass number is 7. Any combination of that number, 7. Any further questions?
Zero 400. All fire positions manned. First light is about 3 hours. The most recent enemy convoy came through not long ago. The ambush was already set up. The fire positions have a good field of fire. At about 200 meters from the road, they provide good opportunities to cut off enemy who try to back away from or race out of the ambush area. The positions also provide for good escape routes to a troop rendezvous on the way back to the helicopter landing site for the patrol evacuation. The rendezvous could be up to 1,000 meters behind the position in a suitably concealed area. Each man has prepared an individual rest position with his own crawl trench to his assigned fire position. At the ready are packs, ammo, and rifles. Even though they rest, the men are prepared to react quickly. It is dawn, all quiet. Anticipation prevails. The order to fire must be given at the precise moment for the maximum success of the ambush. The Marines are in their fire positions, waiting for the ambush to be sprung with the enemy in the kill zone. The patrol commander must exercise fine judgment before he springs the ambush. He will open fire first. This is the signal for the remainder of the ambush positions to open fire. First shot. Once the ambush is complete, the patrol withdraws as quickly as possible.
Inform 30, mission achieved, withdrawal plan Charlie.
Hello, Papa 30, this is Papa 32 Charlie. Mission achieved, withdrawal plan Charlie. Out.
There is no cleanup, but all kit and equipment are taken on withdrawal. In the withdrawal, each section files past a rendezvous, and each man is checked through by the troop sergeant so that no one is left behind. The patrol makes good time to the landing site, where the helicopters will extract them.